Woods report. Got a lot going on today. A lot going on.
What is that picture of on your thing?
It's a Christmas shirt. It's a store. A lot going on today. Well, two rappers that you probably don't even heard. You never even heard of. YK Osiris and
they're not in
sukihana.
My little book that I keep track of. And every rapper she talks about,
I'm more interested in what he did and the response more than you knowing who the rappers are. So it don't really matter. To me, it don't matter if she know who the rappers are or if you know who the rappers are. It's more about what he did.
But if we don't know who he is,
it don't matter. It could be any guy. Replace him with any guy doing what this guy did. We'll talk about it. Okay. Black Panther, that Mexican guy. I mean, we kept talking about.
Is that his background?
I don't know. We'll get
Spanish.
To that.
Okay.
But remember we talked about that the Black Panther, that whole Mexican thing with them being underwater and all that. He has charges against him. Accusations. So that's going to be a big thing. Don't say the word. Then we have Biden is in the news, and of course Trump. But we're not going to talk about. I don't think we really talking about Trump today.
No, I mean he replied to.
We get a day off, I guess.
Being arrayed or whatever they call it.
Which is the same stuff. I guess we'll touch on it. But
there was nothing wrong with what I've done.
He's saying the same thing.
To do what I can do.
He's saying the
same thing. He's sounding like a broken record now.
Same thing. But what do you expect him to do? He's gonna say that he did.
He can't say I was wrong and I don't care what they think.
Yeah. So YK Osiris, okay, that's the rapper right there. He looks stupid with his mouth up like that with them fake teeth. Why do people get these fake teeth and they be so big?
He has fake teeth.
They look fake. You don't think that looks fake?
No. I was thinking you got some inside scoop on his teeth being fake.
No, all of them are.
Because some people actually have good teeth.
He's
young. Why would he have bad teeth? If he was 60, then I see where you're going.
It's not that they bad, it's they big. When
he may have some nice teeth. Donny Osmond teeth.
That's true. The
Black version of the Donny.
The Osmonds do have big teeth. I can't lie
about
that.
They smile when their mouth is closed.
They do. All of them. That's how you know who the Osmonds are.
Yes.
By their teeth.
Yeah. So.
What's going on with them? We haven't heard nothing from them.
I know. Usually we hear from Marie and Donnie. Because they keep in the news. The brothers we don't hear from.
I haven't heard from them, and I haven't heard from Miss Jackson.
And Matt Gates have big teeth.
I wonder if she's
sick. Matt Gates have big teeth. Matt Gates had a big head.
We think he one of the Osmonds, a cousin.
He looks like an Osmond.
Yeah, he has the same teeth.
He has a big head, though.
I wonder if Miss Jackson is sick.
We haven't heard nothing from Miss Jackson.
Sorry, Miss Jackson.
But we haven't heard nothing from the Osmonds.
For real.
Yeah. Okay. But anyway, YK Osiris shows... there's a video out there, okay, that shows the conversation between YK Osiris and Sukihana before his attempts to kiss her on the lips. Okay, so what happens is there's a now viral video that's out where Sukihana sitting on a panel with people, right, like it's in front of a crowd or whatever. YK Osiris comes up behind her while she's on the panel, starts rubbing her shoulders. And then he grabs her head and pulls it back and tries to forcibly kiss her. And she's kind of pulling away from him, and he's still trying to get to her.
He just came up at her.
Yes.
And did that.
So then he walks away and laughing, and he's trying to, like, talk to guys around, like, laughing, like, look what I just did to her. So as a result, Twitter users had more than a few things to say about what he did. At this time, Sukihana and YK have not publicly reacted to the interaction or the backlash. However, fans have been looking to Suki's recent tweets for updates, including one about sobriety. Now, if you want to know anything about her, just a little background, because most of our audience don't even know who they are. They're two young rappers.
Do they have history together?
We don't know. I don't know. Oh. We don't think they do. If they do, it's not public.
Okay.
YK Osiris is like a crybaby. He's a young rapper. He hangs under Drake. He's like Drake's little pet dog. He's the type of person when Drake invited him to his house, he goes on film and hey, I'm at Drake's house.
Did he wear the polished when he was painting the nails?
Remember
we Drake was painting his nails. Was he one of his
no? And he's also one like he's hip, and then the next day he crying on camera. He's a young stupid boy.
Okay.
he crying on
He's
camera.
trying to fit in. He just don't know which way.
He
to
just
flow.
don't know who knows what's, y'all. He's the one. He's like, we know somebody. I'm not gonna say their name. Every once in a while they say, and then they not saved. They the type.
Oh, they go back and forth with the
salvation. They'll go, or they'll run to the altar and cry and say, Lord, I'm so
please
sorry.
Forgive me, I'm sorry.
And then a week later they'll be back in the club or whatever.
When you just at the altar?
But then they say, pray for me because I'm weak and I need help.
I'm just struggling.
Yeah, that's YK. He's like a young, very impressionist. He gets he cleans on the people too much.
Does he have a nice sound? You've heard his songs?
I don't listen to him. I've heard his rap, but I don't. It's not what I would listen to.
Okay.
Now, Sukihana is like a stripper, like raunchy, talk about eating people's backsides.
Oh, she's
tossing
really
salad. Okay. Very vulgar.
So we wouldn't be surprised if someone come and just grab her and kiss her like that.
Well, that's what we're gonna talk about. When you raunchy and kind of out there,
like it rough kind of thing. Do
people assume because you're a stripper?
Yeah, pull me aside and do me.
People think because you're a stripper that they can just do anything and say anything.
Right,
to you.
You're kind of like property,
which is wrong. But I'm saying people
that's
assume
what they would do when the ladies are violated. They would take it serious.
Yes. So that's why he was laughing about it. Like, oh, she don't care. She a stripper. She don't care.
She don't mind.
She probably used to people grabbing her and doing whatever they want anyway.
Yeah, she used to this.
Well, Twitter and Instagram and all of them lit into him, women. Mm-hmm. They were like, who is this nut job? Why is he grabbing her? That's assault. You don't do that to people. Mm-hmm. You don't just come up to her and assume that she wants you to violently grab her face and make her kiss you because she's a stripper or whatever, and because you a rapper.
Respecting her and everything,
right? So she comes out and she finally says,
"That's my question: is how is she responding?"
Well, she comes out. She doesn't respond to that, but I'm just paraphrasing. She kind of comes out and says that she's going through a lot, and that
But what he did is okay, or is she? Okay?
We think that is her answer to what he did, because she's making a lot of posts about not feeling good about herself. I'm paraphrasing, or she needs to make a change in her life. Pray for her. She need to go to church.
Is she saying this in a sense where?
She might feel like if this how people feel,
people like that, and they're mistreating me, I need to take a check on myself.
Yeah, if you feel like you could come up and do that to me, maybe.
How do you feel about me?
Maybe I'm not comfortable with that.
Yeah.
So then she kind of made a thing of she was depressed or kind of along those lines, and people should be concerned about her. And then she canceled her account. So if you go on her account, you don't see nothing. So people worried about what's going on with her. And it's all happened after Nut Job went up and tried to kiss her.
Has she ever had this attention before? This kind of negative?
Not nobody forcibly.
Now, she's a stripper, so she's used to people looking at her and staring at her, and wanting her or whatever, lusting or whatever. So that's not a surprise.
Yeah.
Is she taken back at the social media's response?
Well, none of the guys that was on the panel, Little Duval was on there, the comedian, and some other ones. None of the guys intervened while he was forcibly trying to. They was kind of looking, but they wasn't like, dude, stop. What you doing? So maybe she feel like nobody care. Like if he would have done this if Halle Bailey was on there and he came up and if he would have walked up to Halle Bailey on the panel,
he did right now,
and tried to grab her face,
because when DDG probably taken
everybody would have taken him out and tried to force her to kiss him.
Right,
every dude in there had been like, "What you doing?"
He wouldn't be living that after that next.
But evening. Nobody did anything. So maybe that made her feel,
But
so I want to talk.
Rescue on the social media.
The women did, not the men. So the question is, you all right?
Yeah.
The question is, because none of the men did, the women did on social media. Do men think that, and I guess this is a question we can put on the poll, that because a woman is what they call loose, you need this, are loose, whatever, she putting it out there, that we could do whatever we want with her. It don't, why should we, she putting it out there. So that means I could do whatever why do I have to?
But if she's permitting it to happen, there's women who do what she does and even go further, and they still don't allow men to treat them like that.
But I'm saying she was obviously not wanting him to. I'm saying, do men feel like it doesn't matter because you're in that industry or you're that type of woman? It doesn't matter what you want. Probably. That's what you're putting out there.
Because think about it. When for some reason, when I look at those videos and I see the women in the videos with the G-strings and the bottoms, they be shaking and twerking and putting their bottom in their face. And we don't know if these women are strippers by nature or they just wanted to be in videos and showing their bodies. I'm thinking to myself that most men, not all, would probably give them a low grade on respecting her. Because if she letting it all out and kind of like, she giving that image to me, I'm going to take it and disrespect it, or I may not care because she's giving it, I'm going to take it.
Well, this one lady said, in the video, the guy is actually harassing her, and none of the men are doing, they're comfortable with it. They're not doing anything. And it says, I fear that what happened to her there happens to her off camera.
Right.
And that's what she's reacting to. Not only that he came up and did that, but that probably happens to her all the time.
He was being filmed. He knew that, right?
But this probably happens to her all the time. So the question is, how much do we play into that? You don't want to blame the victim, because you will hear a guy say, well, we did that to her, whatever, on a date or whatever, because she was asking for it. She was walking around naked.
Even though she didn't verbally ask.
But she not asking to be violated.
Her dress and that's a question for men. I really don't know, because you always hear men discussing women and she look good and what she wearing. Some men, I've heard, they already, what's the word when you made a decision about them when you first see them?
But the question,
the impression that I'm saying, because she's showing it all.
But this is so
that's a good question.
This is a public service announcement to men, and this also says a lot about the man. If you have a man in your life, if he's sitting in his car and a naked woman walk by and he feel like he got to go and mess with her, don't that say more about him? Most guys will be like, they may look, but they're not going to go and violate the woman. That say, to me, that's about him. That means he's weak. That's how I feel.
But I don't look at it that way. I look at it as he can be weak as Kool-Aid in the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah.
How does she react to it?
No, I'm saying she don't want it.
No, I've found women. I can see what you're saying, because it don't matter what he thinks and feels. He can be the scum of the earth. How am I responding to his scum of the earth actions?
If her
woman has the power.
If her response is leave me alone.
Yes.
I'm saying a guy who is a real guy. Why would you forcibly put yourself on somebody who don't want you? That says to me a lot about him.
Yeah, but
it has nothing to do with her. If she's saying leave me alone, why would you even want a man that somebody got to be like, leave me alone?
There are men, we know that's kind of like hinting towards a man who violates, and that's what I'm saying. I got power.
It's about power. That's what I'm saying.
I'm over her power.
It's
I can tell her what to do. Power. She can do what I want.
So him grabbing her, in my opinion, was more about power. It's about, I have power over you. I'm going to make you do something you don't want to do. Whether you want to do it or not, I'm going to make you do it. And that's why he's getting backlash. But my question is, and this is a public service announcement, not a question, a public service announcement for other men. When you see somebody doing that, you tell a lot about you by not intervening, by not saying something. Even leave her alone. Man, she don't want you. Pull him to the side. Dude, that's not cool. Not saying something.
You kind of condone it.
You're almost condoning it. Yeah. Or you're saying what you think about her. We said if Haley Bailey was on that stage, you would have jumped in and said something.
Yeah.
But because it's her, y'all kind of like, she kind of loose. If she can handle herself, she a stripper.
Right.
She probably used to men grabbing on her anyway.
Right.
So, and that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
You should always step up to the plate as a man, regardless of who the woman is. I don't care if she walking down the street butt naked. You should always step up. But on the other token, I do say, not blaming the victim, we can create an atmosphere where men feel like they can treat you that way. You see what I'm saying?
That was the episode I just watched today. Old school episode on Different World, where one of the girls, Gina, I think is her name, friends with Jada Pinkett's in them character. She was dating a guy who had a problem with anger, and she liked him, and she was in love with him, and he was a rapper, and he was nervous about a competition that was coming up, but she would get a black eye because of him.
Yeah, and
the word got out on campus about him abusing her. But of course, Jada Pinkett's hers, of course, is like, girl, don't let him do that to you. You're you're important.
But you can only do that so much.
And she made excuses for him.
That's what I'm saying.
I love him.
Oh, I
was just bad. I probably talked too much and made him nervous. He's nervous about this event.
Right.
And let me get to the phone because he's calling me.
And then she finally.
Yeah, well, it took pressure as well. For the ladies to talk about, let her know what her worth is.
Right.
But other guys that witness it was like,
exactly.
Not here,
and that's what I'm saying. Regardless of what you think about her, regardless, even like you said, in that case where a woman is being abused, you're not going to do it in front of me.
But you know what?
You're not going to do that in front of me. I'm not going to be sitting there and you pouncing on somebody
you know what?
and ain't going to say nothing.
He told the story before he got told off and got told to get away. He was telling one of the guys, I saw a woman getting abused and violated, and I jumped in to help her, and she ended up stabbing me.
That's true.
He said, I learned from that. I ain't jumping in nothing. It's between that man and that woman.
Yeah, but you're not going to stand there and let her get beat up.
I'm just saying, he's using his example of being stabbed by the woman as well.
That's true.
Because she was going crazy on whoever.
That's true.
And he's like, I'm trying to help you.
That's true. You're right.
So,
I don't know. That's a tough one.
It is. And they figure,
that's
but they're not boyfriend and girlfriend though.
No, but I'm saying if you a guy and the man is like 6 foot tall and 300 pounds, and you
5 feet 2,
and you 5'3".
Oh Lord, you better.
You may not want to jump in that. You might want to, yeah. But then I don't know, because we would jump in, even the fact that he may beat us up.
I'm afraid now.
I just can't stand there and watch somebody get beat up.
I'm afraid now too because I don't want to get shot.
You're right.
I would definitely be from the mountaintop 911. Hey, y'all, come help!
Okay,
get him off of her.
The least you can do. That's what I'm saying. The least you can do if you don't physically.
If you don't get off of her, we gonna get you.
You
throwing stuff at him so he won't shoot at me.
What if he come at you?
Well, he's in the midst of her, so I try to be clear. Yeah. But I'm just afraid he may have a weapon.
This is so bad, ain't it? You can't even help people no more.
And people have got their lives have been taken. One black boy in Chicago. Yeah, he was helping a woman that was getting
and
violated.
They got him.
They shot him.
Yeah. Dang, you can't do nothing no more.
No, but. One of the things to your question, she may always run into knuckleheads like that guy, like him and others.
Yeah.
It's the respect that she needs to learn for herself.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Like
can open. Okay. I always give this example of having a house and leaving your door wide open.
Yeah.
You leave your door wide open. Yeah. Somebody going to end up coming in and robbing you.
Yeah.
Now, you don't blame the victim. Nobody told them to come in your house and rob you.
Exactly.
And we've all done mistakes. We've left our car doors open. We've left our house open. Nobody's asking you to come in our house.
You actually left a wallet in the window.
Yes. Nobody's asking you to come in. Thank you. To come in and do all of that. Now, was that dumb? Yes.
Oh, God, because we lost the window and it was snowing.
I left my wallet in the window.
And guess?
In Cabrini Green.
In Cabrini Green.
The projects.
And we were under.
I probably wasn't even in the building before that window was broke.
We were under a street light. It's almost like, come get the wallet. Anybody?
We came out. The window was broke.
And we had to put cardboard up. And We had video equipment in the back that they didn't
They
touch.
didn't even take that.
They took my gospel tapes.
Why would they take that?
And they don't know. They just saw tapes.
But why would you
said,
take
Lord,
that?
I pray that they get convicted and played on tapes.
Why would you not take the video equipment?
They didn't see it. I think they was doing quick. They was moving quick.
They was moving quick.
Yeah.
And they took my wallet.
You put it in the window.
I was getting out the car and I was moving and doing stuff. And I left it in the window. But that doesn't mean they should have robbed me. Yeah. Even though I did something stupid.
Know what area we were in. That's 2 times they tried to rob our car.
No, they took the car the other time.
No. Somebody said, whose cars is such and such out here? They in y'all car trying to steal it. They was trying to hotwire it. And people called and the police came and they left. And we came out and we said, yeah, that's our car. And we were talking with the cops. These guys in a crowd was kind of walking by like
them. They was looking as
do?
The cops was like, that's probably them.
That's probably them.
They was laughing.
Couldn't ready to hotwire our car. Man.
Okay. Going to the projects because of you.
We was at church.
No, we wasn't. You was in the studio.
No, the other time we was at church. We was in a church.
I don't remember.
The studio was the first time when you left the wallet.
Why are the studios always in the hood?
I don't know.
Those sound studios.
Our Kelly studio was somewhere
always
in the
hood. Okay. Well, we don't. Well, let's not even go down the thing.
I think that was his studio, wasn't it?
No, that wasn't R. Kelly's studio.
It wasn't R. Kelly's studio.
Oh yeah. All right, whatever, Mom.
Go ahead.
All right, so
I always try to give her to.
And it don't have nothing to do with what we talking about.
I
know. Y'all remember y'all was going shopping one time. That's not what we talking about. All right, anyway. Anytime y'all see me looking off camera because she rolling over and saying something.
I just want to say something, girls.
When you were little, you lost your diaper.
What does that have to do with what we're talking about? Whatever. Anyway, going back to this. Mm-hmm. Even though she's a stripper or whatever, you see how this has affected her, where she signed off of social media and everything.
She took this serious.
So he needs to come up and apologize publicly. Because he did that publicly. Mm-hmm. He's always crying about God and everything when he's sad. Come and cry about this.
Yeah.
And say, I didn't mean to hurt her.
Embarrassed her.
I embarrassed her. I was wrong.
He was wrong, dude.
He always crying when Drake don't invite him over to the house.
You're kidding.
Drake didn't invite. He goes to Drake's house. He goes to Drake's house all the time, and then Drake had a party or something. He didn't invite him. He went on there crying.
Don't nobody call me no more.
Well, if you're doing stuff like this, Negro, then you're not going to be called.
You think Drake want to have anything to do with you, you big dummy?
Especially after this. This is recently?
Yes.
Oh. Well, I'll be praying for her.
Yes.
She say her name because if she's
going
through something, that's serious.
She said pray for her.
That's thank you, everybody. If y'all hear her, what's her name again? Sukihana. And she's a rapper, or she just
a rapper,
a dancer.
No, she's a rapper.
But she's like what's her name that's out there now who did dancing in her past?
She's actually in the WAP video with Cardi B. Yeah, you remember Cardi B's WAP video with her and Megan Thee Stallion?
Yeah.
Sukihana's actually in that video.
Yeah.
She one of the ones when the door opens up, she's in the video. Mm-hmm. So
And you know what, y'all? If Jesus was here today walking, she would be the one he would grab to talk to.
Yes, and he would smack YK Osiris in the back of his head.
I don't think Jesus would smack him because he would show love. He was still, that's just wrong.
Like okay, then his bodyguards would. Peter or somebody would hit him.
Peter, he'll cut his ear off.
I think, you know what? I'm not going to, hopefully God won't get me for this.
Okay.
I think he utilized them to do stuff that he
was his bodyguard.
No, did stuff he can't do. Like
he know that they born in sin and shaped in iniquity.
No, but he can't.
Perfect. I can't
do it. But you can smack him.
Go Peter, get him. But then afterwards he said, "No, Peter, we're not going to do that." And we put the ear back on.
Right. I'm just saying. You know how people have people around them. They know they can do it, but they can't.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Anyway, let's say what everybody said. Mike says, "Hi, ladies. Hi, everyone. Hey Mike." Emerald says, "Hey, ladies." Mike and Emerald, everybody saying hi to everybody. Christopher C is saying hello all. Mm-hmm. Tobacco Store Tiki says, "Hey y'all, I'm so happy to catch y'all live. Good to see." Hey, Tobacco Store Tiki. Okay. She said, "I just came in. What he do, y'all?" YK. Something. Anybody that know him, he do something all the time.
Violated her.
M. Perk said, Mike said, I would not say she was asking for it, but how you act causes everyone to class you on a scale. That's what we were saying.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have did that to Halle Bailey.
Yes.
He says it was about respect. He does not have respect for her. You should not expect someone to have more respect for you than you have for yourself.
Yes.
And Layla says, tell it like it is, woman. How y'all doing tonight? What's up, girl? And Mike says, I would have intervened because of God, not because of her.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I don't want to see anybody being abused or taken advantage of.
Right.
But I pray that she gets to a place where she's not violated and mistreated, right? You know, and that she sees that she's a jewel. She's a diamond.
Keep her in prayer. She asked for prayer, and she signed off on social media. Okay. So, all right, this is your story. What's going on? An update on this white lady. Remember the white lady who shot the mom, who came over because this white lady was terrorizing her kids and saying, "Get off my lawn," and it wasn't her lawn.
Get off my land.
And it was a lot next to her house
that's not hers.
And everyone in the neighborhood said she's a problem. She's an issue. Yeah. And she was throwing racial slurs out at the kids and everything.
Throwing a skate at one of them.
Yeah. So what's going on with this?
I think they just gave a little more insight.
This was on The View?
This was on The View, the grandmother.
Okay.
She looked
her mom.
She looked real sad.
Well, that lady really took her daughter away.
In tears because you know, her daughter, she felt like her daughter, because they asked, has DeSantis or anybody in the state of Florida talked to them and just kind of touch bases, and she said no.
And how much you want to bet they didn't do a GoFundMe? Remember City by Karen? Help! Help! I bet you she got to GoFundMe.
They didn't do nothing to her, and she getting money for that.
But no, you know what?
They probably are raising money.
You know
for
what?
her.
We're wrong. We're wrong.
What?
I'm sure all the people who've given money to City by Karen and all these other people that Kyle, the guy that went to Wisconsin, the little boy who took his gun and
his
shot
mom
people.
Took him there.
I'm sure they did a GoFundMe for him. So I'm sure they're raising money for this black woman who lost her life with 3 kids. I'm sure. 4 kids. I'm sure they're giving money. So we're being harsh.
She had a 12 and a 13 or something, 11, 13.
We're being harsh, Lenore. We know the same people who raise money for all those people are giving money to her GoFundMe. We know that.
What she said.
Because they don't like people being victims.
Well, the mom was saying that she's treated like a statistics, unfortunately. A single black woman with kids. She just talked a little bit about her daughter was loving, and she took care of, she even helped other single parents and mothers with their situations as well. But the lawyer was saying how the white lady was trying to use the stand your ground law. They're trying to get rid of that, y'all. That law, it really is hurting black people. Yeah. Because you always have the excuse. Black people
I'm standing my ground.
I'm scared of him because he's black.
Thank you.
Standing my ground. He may be coming at me.
Thank
you.
You
just standing there waiting for a bus.
And how you standing your ground and you shoot somebody across the street?
Thank you. And she shot through the door. But what they found out, the detectives or police officers, from what the lawyer said, and I'm paraphrasing it, they found that there's some certain words in that lady's testimony and the discovery that she's done research on the stand your ground law.
So she knew.
She was trying to use it as her excuse to protect herself.
And did you know that what the grandmother said, the little boy said, she told him
go get your mother. Go get your mother.
She told him that's premeditated. You're doing research. You're doing research on your computer about stand your ground.
Yes.
Tell the little boy, go get your mother.
Yes.
The mother comes, bangs on the door or knocks on the door,
bang, bang.
And you shoot through the door.
Yeah, that's premeditated. You was waiting on her.
Premeditated M-word.
We'll see how this flows.
Not manslaughter, baby.
And that's when the NAACP also got involved with the blacks being careful in the state of Florida. And to an extent, I don't know if they were saying more so with the stand your ground or just in general, but that stand your ground law, blacks do need to be careful.
Because they're going to be knocking you down every minute.
Because you may be a threat just being in someone's face.
Thank you.
You may be on the elevator.
I was scared up here.
Like Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Oh, that big old black man was hurt. He was hurt. He was yelling at me. Y'all just didn't see it.
We did see it. We saw you on tape going back and forth talking to him.
There was no
nowhere
threat.
in that video did it look like he was threatening you.
No threat.
But when she did her press conference later on, she said, she did another speaking engagement, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and an older black lady stood up in the audience.
Oh, what happened?
And she said, what you did, Marjorie Taylor Greene, was wrong. I'm paraphrasing.
Black lady said
older black lady, paraphrasing.
Yeah.
She said, you could have cost him his life. By you saying that, you don't realize that when you guys make those statements, like I was saying with City Bike Karen, yelling for no reason, and you got black men standing around you, people automatically assume because you're a white woman and he's a black man that you're in and there's something happening to you and they need to intervene.
Yes.
She said you were wrong, Marjorie Taylor Greene, to say that. She said I wasn't wrong. He was she took up for her whatever she said.
Threat. He was
and the audience started booing the black lady. And she said, I don't care if you boo me. I'm saying it like it is. And I'm glad that black lady came to that town hall meeting or whatever and spoke her mind in the midst of all the mega people. All the mega people were booing her. Boo! Number one, it's an older black lady. How tacky are you to boo an older black lady?
Right, an elder.
Even if you don't agree with her. You could at least listen to what she said and then she sat down.
Everybody.
They want to boo everybody.
With that mentality.
Booed her. Sit down. And then Marjorie Taylor Greene, she's just like Trump.
They feed on
that.
They
feed on it.
Yes.
Now, if her audience would have stayed quiet, or some of them would have been like, yeah, she kind of right, Marjorie. She probably would have had a different response.
She would have responded differently. I keep thinking of the Gladiator. Win the crowd, win your freedom. That crowd can go either way.
Well, I tell you one thing.
And that can be negative.
Even though we said we weren't going to talk about Trump, that was a weak crowd at his thing. Did they actually think? He actually thought that January 6th was going to happen again. I told y'all. The FBI, when the FBI is after you, they get the people around you first.
Okay.
So when they sweep in to get you, they don't have no issues. They're not trying to show up at your house and have a shootout at the OK Corral.
Exactly. They got
they crippled them. With that January 6th, they infiltrated those guys, those groups, those militia groups.
The leaders of them. Too.
And they locked them up. And they gave them 90 years here and said, and I'll tell you one thing. And you know they spoke off record. You in here, you better call all your people. The next time we do a sweep, I'm getting your mama, your grandmother, your kids, you and your son. It'd be like training day. All y'all, I'm getting when Denzel Washington. I'm putting books on all of y'all. All of y'all gonna be doing time in Pelican Bay or whatever that is. That's what the FBI did to them.
Wow.
And so they reduced them to selling pickles and hats at the thing that Trump came at.
Raising money for him.
Raising money for him.
But nobody was
climbing walls. Nobody was trying to get into the courtroom. None of that.
Do we have to go back to civil rights marches? Remember the marches? We marched in crowds, in numbers.
Yeah.
Even when Martin Luther King and all the people that joined hands, Jews, whites, those who are all in agreement that the justice needs to be for everybody.
You have to.
The numbers got bigger and bigger, where people like that black lady, she said, it would be a lot of people there going, amen, sister, you are right.
Yep.
And shut and silence the ones who are negative and evil and racist and still want to raise that Confederate flag and you be used by the enemy for division. They like dividing. That's what the enemy comes to do. Steal, kill, and destroy. He likes to divide. Because he knows if the people who are preaching love and unity and justice, he said, I got to keep them apart. I can't allow them to be unified because there's power in numbers. And we know if y'all believe the word of God, even in the spirit supernatural, when one of us can put 1,000 to flight, two of us can sit legions fleeing.
Right.
So think about 1 and 2 and how we can do it.
Yeah.
Think about a stadium.
Yeah.
A size of Joel Osteen's church and T.D. Jakes' church.
But you know what? It's
calling
going to have
against
to be
that spirit of racism.
It's going to have to be something that makes everybody,
I know. September 11th
I knew
did
it was
it.
going to go out. That's all right.
September 11th did it.
Mm-hmm.
It caused people to come together. People who didn't even know God was praying.
Yep.
So, but yeah, I'm
so
glad.
Let's see what happens with this case.
Oh gosh, the stand your ground needs to be changed though.
Yep,
for sure.
Yep.
So,
all right, so that's it with that one.
Okay.
Let me go to my next one. I hope I can see it because my my phone went out. Black Panther.
You had the plug.
No, I didn't plug it in right here. I remember I kept saying I was forgetting something.
Oh,
that's what it was.
You forgot that.
Yeah, okay. Dang it, I hate that. Remember we were saying how the Black Panther was really what was the name of that movie and all of that, and then we said it was really Mexican Panther because the Mexican people were stronger than the Black Panther.
Yeah,
they was beating the black people up.
He was getting mad.
They was jumping up off the thing. Yeah. Yeah.
They were strong.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, well, look who finds himself in the news.
Yeah.
Mexican actor Tinoch Huerta, I hope I'm saying his name right, has denied assault allegations made against him by a musician, Maria Rios. The actor, best known for his role as the villain in the blockbuster movie Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, posted a statement in both Spanish and English to his Instagram story. He wanted to make sure he put it in Spanish and in English.
He ain't playing.
On Monday, calling the allegations made by Rios on Sunday false and completely unsubstantiated. He added the accusations have spread like wildfire and cannot let it go unchallenged any longer. Now, I don't think this has spread like wildfire.
Not like the brother from...
Okay. You guys always say we say race stuff, right? How come every time?
I have not
heard
on,
this. Y'all. Come on.
But the brother who was just in... what's the movie with the boxing?
I know what you're talking about.
Michael B. Jordan, Creed. He
And
always...
I know y'all black people always saying something. It's the media.
Yeah.
What? The media, if this was any other guy in the Black Panther.
The one that was over that other tribe.
It would be all over the news.
My God. Or any of the women.
Anybody.
Oh, wow. I didn't even hear about this until today. I was like
in English.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe in the Mexican community or the Latino community, it spread like wildfire.
Because did y'all know?
Dude, it ain't spread like wildfire in our community.
I didn't know. Now, we all know dude from Creed.
He said, and I cannot let this go unchallenged any longer. Consensual all times, as countless others can attest. And throughout, it was loving, warm, and mutually supportive relationship. After it ended, however, Elena began to misrepresent our interaction both privately and in front of groups of our mutual friends. As a result, a few months ago, I engaged a legal team to commence the great prejudice and damage. He's right.
Yes.
He continued, although I am by no means perfect, I know that these allegations are simply untrue, and I will always work to improve myself. I need to contest claims that are both false and offensive. Now, I have a question mark on two of those things he said. Mm-hmm. Whenever somebody says, although I am not perfect, what does that mean? Why did you have to throw that in there? Mm-hmm. Although I am not perfect. That puts a question mark next to me on you. Mm. And then to say, I'm working on myself to improve myself. I got a question mark. That's a question mark to me.
How much of
what do you mean you're not perfect?
Are true.
And why are you saying, although I'm not perfect?
The thing that hurts a lot of the entertainers and athletes that are known and making money, or even people just for gain to money or to gain, are they really being violated? And they want the public to know he or she violated me, and I want the record clear that he has some issues. I don't
see that accusations may not be totally true.
Right.
When other people start saying, yeah, he do got a little attitude. Yeah, he's grab folk. Yeah, I'm kind of scared of him too. That tells me there's something going on there. You got some anger issues. So when he said that, I don't know, that put a little red flag up on me. Although I'm not perfect. And then when he said, I still have to work on myself.
You know, at one of my old jobs, I was on probation. I honestly, I was just not a good worker for whatever reasons. And then when my manager he's saying I'm not a perfect person. I was not a perfect employee.
But that tells me that you're doing something.
No. But I took ownership to the things that was not good that I did. She added.
That's what I'm saying.
I said, wait, hold up. I know I did this.
Right.
But I didn't do this.
Exactly.
And she added stuff. So she said, okay, we'll revise it. I said, yes, you will. I'm taking ownership that I'm not a good employee. I did mess up. I did this and that.
Right.
And I'm hopefully doing better in my probation time. But this is not your opportunity to add stuff.
Right.
And I got her. I nipped it in the bud. I said, you redo this. I'm not signing it.
That's what makes me question him.
Yes.
Because when a person says, I'm not perfect, I'm working on my added to it. But you could have, like Chris Rock said, I didn't hit her, but I shook the hell out of her.
Thank you. And some people would still say, that's wrong, Chris.
That's what I'm saying.
You should shake her.
She said I punched her. I didn't punch her, but I shook her.
I shook her hard.
And see, that's what I'm saying.
Her neck hurt.
That's what makes me kind of,
okay.
So
we'll see.
Whether the allegations are real or not, the damage is already done. And I think men and women need to understand this. Women need to understand that when you make an allegation against a man, you could ruin his whole career.
Oh gosh, yeah.
It don't even have to be real.
Yeah.
You can ruin his whole career.
Lies, fabrication.
So make sure that when you are saying something, it's true.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, for men, they got to understand you don't put yourself in situations where a woman can make an allegation. If you notice you with somebody who doesn't have all her scruples or she's been difficult, that might not be a woman you want to talk to.
Yeah.
Because she going to get you in trouble.
Because look what happened to Giuliani.
I late in talking about it because I have a process. Oh, the woman. She said, why am I late in talking about it? Because I have a process, she said in a follow-up tweet that showed she received backlash. Why didn't I report? Because I was afraid that this would happen. Yeah. People would refuse to believe that a superhero is an abuser, a manipulator, and a predator. Yes, she said to him, you abuse because you know you have the power. See. So I don't know if I can disclaim what she's saying. Only because he said, I'm not perfect and I have some work that I need to do.
That's the ding, 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 ding. Let's stop there, pause, and do some investigation.
I don't believe that you should, this whole thing about believe women, there's a hashtag, believe her. I don't go with that.
You got to be careful with that.
But I think it should be called listen.
Yes.
Not believe, but listen. Which means that I'm willing to hear what you're saying.
Tell your story.
I'm not going to come out and automatically believe you.
Be clear.
Because you're a woman.
Don't fabricate.
Exactly.
Don't lie. Because a lot of time, when women realize, I don't understand women who don't understand when they're speaking that kind of information. There are support groups. There are women out there that are advocates. They will fight for you.
Yes.
And if
you
are lying, you making us look bad as an organization.
And you making it hard for the other women.
That's really there to help.
You making it hard for stuff. You making it hard for the women who really do have stories.
And he did this too, and he was doing this. And
after a while, people don't want to hear. Like we said about the black card.
Yeah.
If you keep playing the black card all the time, then people don't want to listen to you.
Exactly.
They like, oh, she just gonna play the black card
again. We see where this goes, and
we
just found out today. But we surely found out about Jonathan's against accusations and Bill Cosby,
any of
R.
them.
Kelly.
Thank you.
All of them.
Yeah.
But this man, I didn't know this in Spanish or in English.
In English. Maybe the Spanish community knows about it.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so the border, real
Speaking
quick.
of Spanish.
We'll see how we move.
Yes, we just
Well, that's why I put them in order.
Okay.
See that?
Okay.
See that? There's some method to this madness.
Okay,
All right. The U.S. halts appointments of using migrant phone app at the Texas border crossing. Now, remember we told y'all that Biden put into the fact of letting people in, but they get on their phone app, they have to set an appointment when they come back, which is the dumbest thing in the world.
That alarm, alarm go off.
Look,
and they turn the phone off.
Senor. Okay, put on here. You'll be back in a month. 30th. Come back in a month. Your appointed time is the 30th at 2.
Uh-huh.
Don't come at 1:45. Come at 2. Oh, senor. Come at 2 o'clock. You got it?
And the alarm ring. The alarm will ring.
Open up the app on your phone. Uh-huh. We're going to give you a phone from the United States government.
Uh-huh.
Now, open up your app.
Uh-huh.
Now, I'm going to put in here
that date,
2 o'clock,
that time,
on this date.
Uh-huh.
You be back here.
I'll even write it in Spanish, so you'll understand.
Senor. Okay. And then as soon as they leave, they either get hijacked from DeSantis or Abbott, the ones who really want to do good, or according to this, listen to this.
What?
Move follows reports of appointments. Like they're going to hold them so they can't get to it, so they'll store them. We're going to hold you so you can't make your appointment. And then these poor migrant people being extorted all over.
Oh, they being, oh, Lord.
Remember I think we saw a family. Remember we was driving, we saw a family, because we're not far from the city. Mm-hmm. And Chicago is a sanctuary city.
Yeah.
And they have so many migrants because they've been shipped over from DeSantis and Abbott.
Yeah.
They sleeping everywhere, on the street, everywhere.
On a corner in one of our
And this is a family, a whole family. On the corner.
And the father holding a sign up.
We'll work for money. We'll do whatever. And I'm sitting here going, I guarantee those are migrants.
You think?
Yeah. Because normally, like a crackhead or something, they be out there by themselves.
One or two.
Yeah.
At the most.
Yeah. Or they'll have a woman there or something holding the kids,
yeah.
like 4 or 5 kids.
Yeah.
And then he got his sign out. And he don't speak English. I bet you he's a migrant that came up from Chicago because it's not that far.
Yeah. And we may start.
And it's too many in Chicago.
Yeah.
So they starting to come out into the suburbs.
And suburbs that they probably hearing through the grapevine will probably help them because they have we have a large
more
number
money and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
Now the Biden administration has stopped taking mobile phone app appointments to admit asylum seekers at Texas border crossing that connect to a notorious dangerous Mexican city. They extort them in that Mexican city.
Wow. U.S.
Customs and Border Protection gave no explanation for its decision to stop scheduling new appointments via this app. Several seekers told the Associated Press that Mexican officials in Nuevo Laredo, across the U.S.-Mexican border, had threatened to hold them and make them miss their scheduled appointments unless they paid them.
Oh, no. So there may be families, like you're saying, that really want to go to those court dates because they're trying to do all the process that they need to do to be free and to work and to, be citizens.
It said Rafael Varez, 29, who fled Venezuela. See, a lot of people not coming just from Mexico. They coming from Venezuela and everywhere.
Countries.
Said that after he landed in Nuevo in early June, Mexican immigration authorities at the airport seized his travel documents, including a printout of an email confirming his appointment, and demanded that they pay 1,000 Mexican pesos, which is $57 US dollars.
So they trying to make money on this.
He was held with other migrants. So we treating it.
You know what? The sad thing about it is we treat animals better than this.
Yep.
When you bring in cattle and horses and take care of them, make sure they're in a nice truck as you.
They saying thousands of these seekers are stuck in Mexico towns, and these are people who went the right way.
Yeah.
Like they legally went on the app.
They got a date.
And they're showing up to go to court.
Yeah.
And they're being stopped in Mexico and they're not letting them go through and holding them ransom, saying we're not gonna let you make your appointment unless you give us some money.
It's nothing we can do about that, can we?
Nothing we can do.
Wow.
So you got to get rid of that app. So that's what they're doing. It was a dumb idea in the first place. Okay, so that's let me see what people are saying. Anybody say anything? No. Well, I was exited off, so if they did, I wouldn't know the difference. Okay. You saw this. Every day I try to do a TikTok where
the little kids.
Yeah. Every day I'm trying to do a fun TikTok.
Yeah.
Something we see on TikTok that's either funny or fun
like
or
when you
something.
showed the people singing and the pastor fell.
Yes, the pastor fell. The lady's wig fell off. Yesterday we showed a lady who thinks she sing like Toni Braxton.
Oh goodness.
Well, today you found this one.
Look at the little boy in the middle, y'all. Just
this one.
Pay attention to the little boy in the middle. He in his own world.
Look at him. He did more. That's funny.
He in his own world, y'all.
Look at the little white girl.
Doing her little thing
too. Go, little white girl. Her whole class is black.
Oh. And they doing a move and he's still doing his own thing.
And look at this one, though. He started doing something in the end.
The one next to him?
Yeah.
And then he's staying still. Look at him. He is so cute. Okay.
All right.
I saw this video. I just had to laugh.
That was cute.
He in his own world. Y'all.
That was cute.
Okay.
All right. So that was our TikTok video of the day.
Okay.
The little boy doing his own little thing. If I was up there, remember I told y'all when I was little, I was scared.
Yeah.
So I probably would have been like this.
But that was your first speech. So it's understandable. You was different after that. You was ready.
You think I would have been dancing?
Yeah, you'd be like those girls.
What would you do?
You know, I'll be dancing too.
Back then, you sure?
I would be doing that.
Okay.
I'll be moving real slow, like. Now I'm a different person.
Right.
I be like moving like that because that's what they were taught to do.
Cute,
apparently,
though. That's cute.
But he was cute because he was in his own world.
It was cute.
Okay.
All right. So that was our TikTok moment for the day. It was funny. Real quick. Illinois becomes the first state to penalize libraries that ban books.
So we're banning libraries that are banning books.
We are fining libraries that ban books.
Fining libraries that ban books.
Because you're not supposed to ban books. Not in a library, for goodness sake.
Yeah.
I can understand you banning books. I don't even like that in the school. But in a library,
your kid, you get control of what your kid read. They don't have to read anything that you feel like is a controversy or whatever. But in the library, no.
It says, while it's true that kids need guidance and that some ideas can be objectionable, trying to weaponize local government to force one-size-fit-all standards onto an entire community for reasons of bigotry or as a substitute for active and involved parenting is wrong.
Thank you.
And I like how they said active and involved parenting.
Yes.
People are trying to make the government raise their kids.
Yes. Because a lot of parents is not doing a good job anyway.
They're not doing a good job. So they make
you want to step in.
So it says Governor JB, big man, I call him Big Man Pfizer, or Fritzer, signed a bill into law that withholds state funding for libraries that do not adopt the American Library Association's Library Bill of Rights, which indicates material should not be prescribed or removed because of partisan or doctrinal disapproval.
Thank you.
So we know this not in Florida. This is Illinois.
This is Illinois. So they won't get fined.
They're going to get fined.
Oh, they will be fined if they remove the books. I can't wait for Abbott Elementary to come back. Because I remember that episode where that during Black History Month where that parent was complaining that a white teacher was teaching Black history.
Oh, yeah.
And I get it, the parents trying to get involved, but apparently he wasn't involved like you thought he was. Because she said he was a good teacher, and those kids were taught
and it's history. I told you I was reading, and a lot of people don't know this. We were talking about the PETA lady yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
With cannibalism. About her saying the PETA lady that's over PETA said when she put in her will, when she passed on, she want them to barbecue her with onions to prove a point that flesh is flesh.
Right.
Like how disgusted you are about that.
How you should be
That's
with
how
animals.
you should be with animals.
Yes.
So Charlemagne the God had mentioned on the Breakfast Club, well, cannibalism is not new in this country.
Okay.
And that a lot of the slave owners ate the slaves.
And when you told me that, and I was like, oh God, they did so much to us.
Because if you think about it, if I see you as an animal,
yeah,
how are you different than a bull or a cow?
You won't care. If you take my life and then I'm barbecued.
But they won't let them teach that.
Right.
They won't let them say that.
I honestly feel like DeSantis and people who think like him are trying to keep that news and information. Because he probably sitting there going, why does everyone need to know that slaves were eaten?
Yeah.
That's not new.
But
my kids be all nervous.
And I said, you can put in there that black people own slaves too.
Yes.
The whole truth. Tell the truth.
Because Whitley, the character on Different Worlds, she found out her family owned slaves. Well,
tell the truth.
There are people really like her because she was playing a character.
But I'm saying
she was so embarrassed. She was like, oh my God, my family owned slaves too.
Tell the whole truth.
History.
But nobody wants to talk about that.
Oh, gosh.
But they'll ban that. And then I read today The Diary of Anne Frank, both the novel and the picture, the graphic novel. A lot of parents want to ban that.
Yeah, I did hear of that too. That is talking about the Holocaust and how one family was saved and protected.
Too graphic.
What is wrong with people? We're so sensitive.
So there was two parts in the book that I think, there was one part in the book that I know for a fact they don't like.
Okay.
You know Anne Frank was a teenager.
Yes.
And she was another girl that was there. And I didn't even remember this was in the original book. But she said that she said, let me see your breasts. Mm-hmm. Because she was like interested. Mm-hmm. Like usually when girls go through their teenage years, that's when you start kind of feeling like
they're examining and they're
like,
exploring.
do I like boys?
Yeah.
Do I like, whatever. Mm-hmm. And that part they don't like in the book. But it's the truth. It's her diary, for God's sake.
They took Maya Angelou. I don't know. I know why the cage bird sings. Wasn't she violated too?
Yes.
That kind of stuff. They want to keep that hidden from children and kids and young adults.
But what kind of society do you want?
It happens.
There's a reason why Maya Angelou didn't speak.
Right.
So if I'm reading a book and you take out why she's not speaking,
a child wouldn't understand.
That don't make sense.
That's the main reason. And then they learn from that to not that happen to them.
Yes.
It's like a
Don't let somebody touch you inappropriately.
Yes.
So my thing is, that's part of Anne Frank's story in the diary. Whether you agree with it or not.
I don't understand. And parents, I'm sorry.
It's what they just said. You're trying to substitute not being an involved parent.
Yeah.
An involved parent would say, you're in high school or whatever, read the diary of Anne Frank. We'll discuss it. Let's talk about when she was talking to that girl about, let me see your boobs and can I touch them? Let's talk about that. Do you ever feel that way? That you feel,
and that opens the discussion for you and your kids to talk.
Yeah.
And sometimes Christians do that too.
I know why the
shelter their children.
I know why the cage bird sings. Maya Angelou was violated in that book. You read that.
Was it a family member?
Let's talk about that. Has anybody ever touched you inappropriately?
Yes.
Does anybody ever make you want to not talk or say something or keep your voice, take your voice from you? They're trying to substitute not sitting down with their kids and having a conversation.
And to the point where they're sheltering their kids from truth and things that actually happens.
So what's going to happen is You're not going to teach them. YK Osiris is going to teach them.
Oh, stop.
Yeah, that's where they're going to learn.
They'll learn in the streets.
They're going to learn from the rappers and the
social media.
The rock stars, the pop singers, the people on TV, the reality stars. They're going to learn from the YouTubers.
Yeah.
They're going to learn from somebody other than you.
Yeah.
Trust me.
It may not be from a book that you feel is being banned.
Thank you.
It may be from a social media YouTube show.
Thank you.
So,
all right.
Or just in the streets.
Thank you. All right. So going quickly, I told you about this one.
Yeah.
White House denounces a handful of attendees at the Pride event who posed topless, simply unacceptable. So we have some people who are transgender who came because it's Gay Pride Month.
Right.
And the White House is celebrating Gay Pride Month. Okay?
Okay.
So both Bill and Jill, is it Bill? I mean, what's his name? Biden and his wife.
Okay.
Jill, ain't it?
What's Biden's name? Joe and Jill.
See, we forgot about Joe's
Jack and
name.
Jill went up the hill. Joe and Jill.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they came and shook hands with Biden and shook hands with Jill.
Okay.
And then went on the lawn. And this transgender who is going from male to female and has fake breasts decided to go topless.
All of them took their shirts off.
They all took their shirts off, the men and the women.
To speak a point.
And the point that they was trying to make is there's no difference between his breasts and my breasts.
Now, Mike, you listening, if you still listening
now,
to
you
us,
a
or
fool.
any man that's listening.
There's a difference.
Y'all know there's a difference.
And I'm tired of women saying that. If a man can go without a shirt, why can't we go without a shirt? Let me tell you why.
You need to go to another country that's okay with that.
Elaine, you see, I watch Seinfeld. Elaine kind of said it on Seinfeld.
What she said?
When Seinfeld's girlfriend was walking around naked. And Seinfeld was like, yeah. And then a guy with Elaine, she said, nobody wants to see you guys naked. You're disgusting.
Oh, stop.
Your bodies are mechanical.
What if they're chiseled and nice?
Even then, it's more no, because
Hercules.
But that's not the other parts.
Okay.
She said it's dangling and you look mechanical and just.
Oh, stop.
It's not sexy.
Okay.
It's not. Where men, y'all look at women bodies sexually.
Yeah.
So there's a difference when we see a man with his shirt off versus y'all see a woman with her shirt off.
And our society our country has not been rooted in that type of atmosphere. Yeah. There are countries that are free in Europe.
And
you would drive down the street and see a display board with a half naked woman.
And naked beaches and stuff.
Wow.
And people don't realize, and I always say this, most of the people who walk around naked are fat and out of shape.
Oh, stop.
It's never
the glamorous
It's
bodies.
never Halle Berry or
the
none
Kardashians.
of them. They cover up. It's us. They go to beaches.
People that's just free.
Yeah.
Don't care.
Which I understand because, I don't like wearing clothes if I don't have to.
Right.
But
that wasn't a time for them to do
not
that.
Not at the White House.
I get what you guys are trying to do and the message you're trying to bring, but that was disrespectful.
They said that the press secretary, Corinne, said that this behavior was simply unacceptable. We've been very clear about that. It was unfair to the hundreds of attendees who were there to celebrate their families. Yeah. And she's lesbian. So we're going to continue to be clear on that. It is not appropriate. It's disrespectful. And it really does not reflect the event that we hosted to celebrate LGBTQ and their families. Yes. The individuals in the video won't be invited to future events, she said.
That's just wrong. Why would you do that?
Remember, we talked about the whole... You know what? I believe that gay and lesbian people are pulling away from the transgender movement because they making it to where you know what's going to happen to them?
It's going to divide.
They're going to remove them from the alphabet.
What's it going to be?
LGBTQ. They taking out the T.
They can't do plus anymore because plus is including.
No, they'll put plus, but they're going to remove that T.
T out.
They're going to remove that T.
Yeah.
If y'all keep acting up and acting like PETA and going overboard, I'm telling y'all right now, the LGBT community is getting rid of you.
Because the transgenders are even being questioned in sports.
That's what we saying.
Everything is changing because of what their life is changing in a sense. So I don't know. You might be right.
It said the Bidens welcomed hundreds of
get rid of the T.
LGBTQ families from across the country on Saturday to mark Pride Month. Wow. The administration described the event as the largest ever Pride celebration at the White House.
Wow.
Rosa Montoya, that's her, a transgender model and activist, posted 1-minute video to TikTok showing different aspects of the event. At one point, Montoya can be seen meeting President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill. She shook their hand and they said hi. At another point of the video, it shows her with other individuals bearing their chests while posting and posing in front of the White House. She's covering her chest with her hands and then she uncovers them. Are we topless at the White House? Someone can be heard saying in the video. It's not clear who the other individuals are in the video. Topless at the White House.
Did she have the surgery?
Yeah, well, she had the breast implants.
No, at the bottom.
Oh, I don't know. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
My trans-masculine friends were showing off their top surgery scars. Women who transitioned to men, but they took the breasts off. Right. So it looked like a man's chest. And no one had a problem with that.
They shouldn't have been showing their chest either.
Well, that's what we say.
Nobody should be showing any flesh.
She said showing their surgery scars and living in joy, I wanted to join them. And because it is perfectly within the law in Washington, I decided to join them and cover my nipples just to play it safe. So in Washington, you can walk around topless, apparently.
They trying to change that. They're allowing that, I think, in Evanston, Illinois, the beach.
She said
everybody can go topless.
She said she was making a public statement at the Pride event. President Biden spoke out against anti-LGBTQ legislation being introduced and passing in various state legislation around the country. So he's like, I'm with you on that, but y'all going to
pick your battles, choose them.
Choose your battles.
Because there's a lot out there that you guys are fighting for, laws to cover you, civil rights issues. But if you start doing this kind of stuff,
nobody's going to listen to you.
See, the bottom hasn't changed.
I'm free. Nobody's listening to you, what you have to say because they're busy watching you be provocative.
Exactly. And it's like you're shocking people. They don't care no more.
Yeah, they don't care no more.
Because now they stuck in like, oh, God.
And now they're going to be even madder because they're going to be like, there were kids there. No.
Yes.
Why? See, so.
Oh, my God.
You just hurt your cause by doing that.
Yeah.
Okay, middle schoolers destroyed pride decoration and chanted, "My pronouns are USA," officials said. Boston. School officials in Burlington are working to respond to a clash at a middle school where some students tore down rainbow decorations and chanted, "My pronouns are USA," at the school's LGBTQ plus student group celebrated the Pride Month. Students at Marshall Middle School organized June 2nd celebration for which they distributed rainbow stickers and posted pride signs and encouraged students to wear rainbow clothing. Principal Carrie Purchase said she supports members of the LGBTQ plus community who were targeted and told students she is truly sorry that a day meant for you to celebrate your identity turned into a day of intolerance. We ask all staff, teachers, and members of the public school community to join us in taking a stand against homophobia and identify directly hateful actions. So apparently they were trying to celebrate, and then some kids showed up and ripped down all the decorations and said that our pronouns are USA. Now, who do you think they got that from?
Mega people?
How much you want to bet their parents talk like that at home?
Oh, parents. Okay.
How much you want to bet? Those students didn't just come out of the air and decide to come and rip somebody's decorations down. How much you want to bet their parents speak ill will at home and say, oh, they going to hell, oh, they this and that.
They're probably not even thinking about all that as a kid.
Middle school.
Middle school.
We ain't even talking about high school.
Middle school, trying to figure out that they phone and get their TikToks going and what I'm going to show today on what I'm wearing and stuff. They don't care less about.
They don't care about that.
Lord help.
Emerald says, I'm so tired of this forced agenda. And Mike said that was wrong on all levels.
It was.
So I
get the fight. I get the struggle, but don't do it that way.
Don't do it that way.
How would we look if we was marching with Martin Luther King and we took our clothes off?
Or
you think they would respect?
Not us, but somebody better.
Not us. I'm just saying blacks in general that's in the marching. Would they take us serious?
No.
God.
They didn't take us serious when we was clothed.
I know.
Imagine them walking down the street butt naked.
They really be shooting stuff at you. Oh, I tell you.
So there was no reason for them to show up and do that to those kids.
Right.
Rip their stuff down.
Right.
And then also they were celebrating. As to me, as long as it's a celebration and nobody's acting crazy or whatever, I'm good.
Okay.
As long as you're not trying to force people to be something or an agenda, or if somebody has a gay flag up, who cares?
Thank you.
Why do you have to go to, if somebody has a gay flag in their yard, remember we came and we delivered today because we deliver Uber Eats.
Yeah.
And somebody had a gay flag in their yard. And Lenore said, oh, there's a gay flag. Okay. We've delivered their food. Why would I get out the car and rip their flag up?
Well, you know what? The church is talking about the LGBTQ community has hijacked the rainbow.
Yeah, they have.
You hear a lot of ministers saying that. They're
preaching about it.
That they hijack our rainbow. That rainbow means it's the God, the glory of God.
You came home.
The freedom.
You came home with some rainbow boots, and I told you.
It was a little thing.
You screaming gay.
I didn't realize that they had shoes and boots and stuff that was supporting the LGBTQ community. So some of them had little rainbows on them.
And she thought it was cute.
And the boots was very comfortable. I wear them in the wintertime when it's raining and slush. Judge me, don't judge me. I saw a little rainbow on the side of it. You can't see it when you're wearing pants. I said, ooh, these boots is supporting the LGBTQ community.
No, I said you gay.
But no, I'm not gay.
No, I'm saying that's what people going to say.
But they see the rainbow on me.
And your hairstyle.
They think I am anyway because of my haircut.
Look at that haircut.
They even thought we was together.
We're sister. Really. That haircut with some rainbow boots.
They thought my friend was because she had her hair cut short like this and it was blonde. So a lot of times you may have that appearance of, is she gay?
Right.
Not? But doesn't matter.
That's what I'm saying.
If I come in and buy a donut from your shop, coffee, or if I come in and give you
got on rainbow boots,
there's a gay lady coming.
Now what if you said, hey, everyone, I like to say for the record, I'm a born again believer, and this rainbow represents the 40 days to nice to God, the glory of God.
I'm taking that rainbow.
God put the rainbow out to show that he'll never destroy the earth. You have to
remember the song from Dillion Richards.
God put a rainbow in my window.
God put a rainbow in my window.
Yeah.
I don't think she sings that at her
rainbow. God put a rainbow in my window. Something like that.
Yep. I remember.
Rainbow. Whatever. God put a rainbow in my window.
And this was how many years ago?
Well, now
the rainbow was hijacked.
Now, if God put a rainbow in your window, we know what it means.
Ooh. Watch out. Here's a gay woman coming. She's now ready to get a book from the library.
And that guy who had a rainbow in the yard flag, maybe the rainbow meant the Noah's Ark.
I really don't think so. They hijacked it. It don't mean the same thing.
Why are people mad that somebody hijacked the rainbow?
I really don't.
Go on and wear your rainbow. Who cares?
I don't know. It's just, I don't know if you don't know about something and you have an ignorance of it. Yeah. You're fearful of it.
That's what it is. They fearful. Ooh. They think if you touch somebody gay, you'll turn gay.
Ooh, no.
Yeah.
You know.
It rubs off like ink.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
So, whatever.
All right. So, again.
It's our donkey.
Our donkey of the day. You always want to know who's
still in the same category, though.
Donkey of the day. Demi Lovato says using they and them pronouns was absolutely exhausting.
Why is she a donkey for saying that?
Well, a while ago, she went on air and said, I don't want anybody to call me her and she anymore. Okay. Call me they and them.
Oh, she's asking people to call her they and them. She asked people to
call her
Girl, you are Demi. What's her name?
Non-binary.
You Demi.
Well, she's saying if you're going to, other than saying her name, don't say her or she. Say they or them.
You ain't going nowhere with that. Especially with people my age and older. Yeah. We barely get your name out.
In a new interview with GQ Hype Spain, Demi Lovato opened up about her decision to publicly use her pronouns after previously expressing that she identified more with they and them. So she switched from they and them. Now she is she and her. I constantly had to educate people and explain why I identified with those pronouns, Lovato told the outlet, translated from Spanish to English by People magazine. It was absolutely exhausting. I just got tired. But for that very reason, I know that it is very important to continue spreading the word. Lovato also said that she wishes there were more public gender neutral spaces. I face this every day, she said. For example, in public toilets, having to access the woman's bathroom, even though I don't completely identify with it. Or it also happens when filling out my forms, such as government documents or any other where you have to specify your
male,
gender.
Female.
You only have two options. Male, female.
I know a lot of them said neither. They don't not say it.
And I feel like none of that makes sense to me. No, some of you have to answer yes.
Check both then.
Well, they won't let you. You have to check one.
Check both.
If you're online, you can only do one.
So you're born, whatever you were born is what they forcing you to put.
Lovato became non-binary that in a video she showed. So now she's non-binary. So she doesn't say she's a male or female. That's why she went with they and them. Now, I watched this video of all these young kids, and it was about them saying what their pronouns were. Lenore, it must have been 100 pronouns. She, it, they, them. I identify as where. Hi, I identify as them. Hi, I identify as there. Hi, I identify as why. Hi, I identify. You are who we say you are.
I'm Z.
And they had those too.
What's Z?
That's what I'm saying. An alphabet. I identify as S. I identify as Z. I identify as X. I identify as Thor. I identify as Spider-Man.
Zeus.
I identify as Zeus. Whatever.
Y'all know it's exhausting just hearing that. When she got the nerve to say, Demi got the nerve to say,
it was exhausted. Now, how exhausted?
I'm she, her now, and not them,
exhausted. How you think we feel? So the non-binary people want to push. They've been pushing. When you're born, that part is not checked off. So you're not forced to be a man, a boy, or a girl. You grow up and whatever you want to be identified as, that's what you are. Now, hopefully we'll be long gone by the time this next generation.
I feel sorry for the next generation because you talking about confusion. I don't even, you know what, I'm not trying to be funny. When I go back to the Bible in the Old Testament with the city of Sodom and Gomorrah, I bet you Sodom and Gomorrah wasn't that confused with pronouns.
Unless they do. Because I'm thinking of Star Trek.
Really?
In Star Trek, the new generation.
Had weird different things.
And the new generation.
Yeah.
Did they ever refer to people as she or he?
You know what?
I don't think they did.
You're in a world of Star Trek because Star Trek had people from different
so you can't say she
planets.
Or he or it.
They didn't know what they were.
It had to be whatever that person's name was. Thor or whatever. Or some of them had double genital.
Yeah. They were from different.
So maybe the non-binary people are moving towards that because they maybe feel like science is changing and the world is changing and we'll probably have aliens from other planets. So we need to get away from saying her and she and it or whatever.
You can't even say Miss and Ma'am, Mrs. and Mr. and all that.
I don't have a problem.
And
let me tell you why I don't have a problem with you saying what you want to be called as. Let me tell you why. Because they say black people change all the time too.
Are you African American?
Are you black? Are you colored? Are you Negro?
No, we're not the N word. Okay.
My issue is don't get upset if somebody calls you something from their decade. If an old person says colored,
our grandmother still said colored.
Our black grandmother said colored.
What?
So that's what they call. Yeah, that's what they call black people. They called each other colored.
Yeah.
Don't get mad if somebody in your time say black. I'm black and I'm proud. That's our generation.
I know.
Black.
Whoopi said she didn't like African American.
This generation says African American. The young people don't say black. They say African American. And they'll get mad if you say black. I'm African American. Don't call me black.
Or they don't even say a category. Because you got indigenous and
you got
other
mixed
categories
people, all
now.
kind of stuff.
That's funny because an episode on Grey's Anatomy, Shonda, her world, had what do you call, like a Demi is saying?
Non-binary.
A non-binary come in and they needed surgery. And the black doctor that's on the show, get him, because that's what he physically saw, get him or her, I think, her, into the Dr. such and such, she calls herself them. And he stood there and went, take him, them, whatever you want to call him in the surgery because he's going to die. So you're thinking a lot of times in those situations, you don't have time to be specific on somebody's them, they, her, she.
Demi Moore. Demi Lovato is born a woman, a female.
Thank you.
So if she's in an emergency situation, you big dummy, you have to say that you were born female.
Yeah.
There is a biological difference between a man's body and a woman's body.
You said that the transgender that was pregnant that still had the male.
There are transgenders.
Hair and everything.
There are transgenders who have transitioned from female to man, still have the womb,
to carry a baby,
are pregnant
to carry a baby.
On the outside, it looks like a man that's pregnant. And the one I saw the story took their child to kindergarten, and the kids were like, "Okay, so is that your mommy? Because he's pregnant. That's my daddy."
And a sheltered kid wouldn't understand it.
They'll be like, what?
If your kids, you don't want to talk to your kids about that whole world, they're going to be asking questions with their schoolmates.
So they want to change the word maternity ward. Because they said you can't make it a maternity ward anymore. Because there's transgenders who are female to male who are having babies. And they have changed their lives. They are men. On legal record, they are men. So they are not going to a maternity ward. They're men having babies.
Now, is it possible that the government can still keep their natural born record, their birth certificate of how they came in the world?
But they want to change it.
Even if they change it, unless they had a sexual
change. They want to change when you come in the world. It's not checked off male and female. So going even back to
but it has to be checked in to know physically what you came in the world as.
Non-binary people would say why?
Because here's the thing. See? We can't make non-binary people, you need to understand, when you are a certain age, you can't put a law in place for a baby. A baby don't have a clue until they start growing up.
No, that's why they said.
So
you're saying their point.
No, I'm not saying their point. I'm saying keep it. That's a little boy. He has a little private part. That's a little girl. Still call him those types until they get old enough to go, I'm not a boy anymore. I feel like I'm a girl. Whatever.
But what they're saying, I'm playing the other side.
Okay.
Kind of feeds into what I'm saying about mutilating your body. Having a penis, does that make you a boy? Having breasts, does that make you a girl? So if you grow up thinking like that, you won't mutilate your body. Because you've always said I've identified with being a boy or a girl, regardless of my body parts.
But I don't think it should be.
See, I don't know.
I don't think a law should be in place to change that. Because as you're a baby coming into this world,
right,
give yourself time to grow into what you feel you are.
Yeah.
Understanding. As a baby, that is what it is. You are a little boy with a little whatever private part. You are a girl with her private part. As they get older, kids will go explore. Their parents will give them some direction, and then they can make that decision to be like Demi.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm a boy trapped in a girl's body.
Right?
Oh, you do, son? Why you feel like that?
Well, that's why he gave her Charlemagne the God gave her donkey of the day. Because of the she said she's exhausted. We're exhausted.
We're exhausted with the fact that you even come up with these titles.
So then he said,
why can't we just say Demi?
DJ Envy said, I thought you have a pronoun, Charlemagne. He said, me and my wife have pronouns. She's this and I'm that. And then DJ Envy said, I thought you was this and she was that. And then Charlemagne said, no, you need to get it right.
He's this.
She's this and I'm that. And then he said, well, we may change this. He said, we may change. I may make her that and me this. And then DJ M was like, I can't. I'm done.
I can't. But you know what? Through all of this, God's love is still there. And even in the confusion.
Well, they'll tell you.
Lack of understanding.
They'll tell you God agrees with it because when Moses said, "Who should I tell them that you are?"
I am.
Then why don't I am?
God kept it simple. Why can't y'all keep it simple? I'm X. I'm Z.
Why can't they?
M.
No,
I am.
No, why can't they just be I am?
They ain't even being I am. They can't even keep it simple.
You know what? If you're non-binary.
What are you? I am.
If you're non-binary. Why don't y'all think about just saying
I am?
I am.
That's it.
So then it's not 100,000 pronouns.
X's and Y's and Z's.
I am.
You're part of that binary group. I am.
So then when she
exist.
Says, I am.
I exist.
Oh, we may do a movement. Non-binary people.
I am.
Just say I am.
Because you exist. You're breathing. You're living. Whatever you are, you said I am.
I am. Who do they say you are? I am.
We know it's not God, of course.
No, he's I am that I am. I am. He's the great I am. But why can't you just be I am?
You're the little G God. He's the big G God.
Why can't you just be I am?
I am. Why you gotta have letters from A to Z? Thee, they, it.
Y'all, I think
themselves.
I think we
us,
on to something.
You, me, Zeus.
I think we on to something.
I am.
Oh, I think we on
right away when you say I am, you're of that
I am.
binary. What is it called?
Non-binary.
Non-binary.
And then people automatically will say, okay, they don't want to be called she or he.
He or it or they.
I am. Can you take I am to the emergency room?
And they know that they may have to take a double look at I am because I am could be a transgender.
But not Zor, M, they, that, her, he, she,
Batman,
this,
Robin,
why,
Spider-Man,
what, Black Panther, Superman, whatever. M, X, Y, Z, D.
Oh my God.
I am.
So they calling her the donkey because of the...
Yes, he did.
Okay, the change.
I think we need to start a movement. Non-binary needs to call themselves...
Christians going to get mad at us.
No, because God is, I am that I am.
He told Moses, he said, well, who should I say sent me?
I am.
I am.
You got that from, he didn't even got it.
Ten Commandments.
How come God can't have a high voice? Tell him I said I am.
Well, you said God just, you know what? You said God, Charlemagne the God said God is a she.
Right.
So he already then went to another.
But why does God always have to have a deep voice?
I am that I am.
Why can't he say, be Moses and say, what should I call you?
I'm saying Moses. Lord, what should I call you?
Hey, call me I am that I am.
No, that's not power in that. It has to be authoritative.
Okay, go ahead. I'll give you another one.
Lord, who should I say sent me?
I am that I
man.
No, it's more powerful. Y'all know that don't even sound right. I wouldn't even listen to a guy that talk like that. I'm sorry. I am that I am. I'll be like, oh Lord, you are real.
Give me another one.
Lord, who should I say sent me to free your people?
I am that I am.
What is that?
Won't you come on, Bill Bailey? Won't you come on?
And how do we know he could have spoken in Hebrew? He just said, "I am." He could have said, "What is that in Hebrew?" When the Jews read the Torah,
what if
the Old
he answered
Testament,
him?
He didn't say, "I am." We said that's the English.
What
version.
if he answered him how Moses spoke? Ask me like Moses.
What am I supposed to say, Lord, what should I say to who sent me?
I am.
Lord, just stutter like me. You said you stutter like me
because that's how he hear you. Or if it was a black person, ask me,
Lord, who should I say that sent me?
Say me, tell him I am that I am, sucker.
People probably like they crazy, they wrong. But I did have a good point. He said his name in Hebrew, probably,
yes.
Not in English. That was the King James version. I am that I am. Okay, we just going off now.
Yashmel.
Whatever that Hebrew word is.
I am that I am.
Okay.
So non-binary.
Okay.
I am.
Just end it all without the alphabet.
All right.
Okay.
All right. That's it. Nobody say anything new unless I've signed out because this thing goes in and out.
Okay.
All right, y'all. Don't forget to get our book, 100 Family Friendly Jokes. The link is in the description. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Always believe. And that was another Woods Report. See you later.